SpeedCreate. Come on, gather friends, we're going to create some distant lands. In the sky and no one else. The fun will never end. It is SpeedCreate. Hey guys. Welcome to the 4th episode of SpeedCreate Reboot Marathon Awesomeness. Help yourself. Let's do this SpeedCreate series. 4th episode. I'm Iniska, your host. I just dropped my pen. Not a vase, I would never do that. My pen. I'm Iniska and we're going to create some stuff. First off, we need to create some gameplay because this is clearly not finished. Everything is cardboard and horrible. So we gotta think for a while here. Just chill out, think, collect our thoughts, do some sketches of what we're gonna do, and then SpeedCreate the butter badge out of this cardboard. This is actually the last gameplay bit of the level. I'm not entirely sure if I knew it right now. If I knew it in the process, like, okay, this is the last thing I do gameplay wise. So I did know that I needed to end it soon. So maybe I did in my heart, but I did know in my brain, but my heart wanted to go on. But unfortunately, I had to do some time stuff. It would be pretty awesome with some sort of boss battle. You know, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there's no boss battle at all. The story, I mean, no, I didn't have any sort of build up for it either, so yeah, boss battles are really, really hard. I gotta figure that shit out sometime, you know, I gotta try it anyway. That's the first step. I've done a couple, but I'm not really proud of them. But it would be pretty cool to be proud of a boss fight. So yeah, that's something to work on, be interested in. Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention that this is also my favorite gameplay bit. One of the favorites anyway. I think it handles all the hard stuff with shooting a clone pretty well. You know, you have to grab and then you have to get up, and then you do the same thing as the Sackboy, so you can't really wobble back and forth with the bot because then you crush yourself. It's pretty interesting mechanics there, and you know, it's pretty simple stuff but still challenging in a way. And right now I had some ideas that you wouldn't have to pop yourself and if you got trapped in that little room there. So I wanted to make a path back, but in the end I just it wasn't worth it. It looks very ridiculous. I also had a remover which moved your power up as you went to the left side, but there wasn't really a reason to remove the power up because if you shot something beyond that point you would be screwed anyways. So yeah, a lot of useless stuff. I also had ideas that you would have the switches would reset themselves when you died, and that is actually a pretty good idea in my opinion. But in the end, I sort of screwed up at the logic somewhere. The premise was that if it didn't feel Sackboy, it would reset it. But apparently, Sackboy is felt even when he dies? He or she dies? I'm not sure, whatever. So that got forgotten too in the stress that followed. But anyway, the gameplay is done. Also I thought, so what is the next step, I hear ask? Well, I need to check how I am going to handle multiplayer. So I was like, okay, how does multiplayer work with control? Because this uses nearby player as the control point for the spawn Sackboy. So, and there can only be one Saki at a time. So how would it work in a multiplayer sense? And it turns out that it just takes out when the bot spawns or gets, yeah, when it spawns, I think it takes the closest player. And it didn't used to be like that, I think. It used to be pretty random, but now they fixed it, so that's nice. Thanks, whoever did it. Nice. Thumbs up. So my plan was to have sort of a control seat. And all players who wasn't the main player would sit in this wonderful control seat, and they would follow the main player around. And they would be under the main player, so the main player will still be closest to everything he spawns, he or she spawns, unless the main player decides to shoot under, but under him or herself. But that was meh. In the end, it's just I'm lazy, and I just went with letting players do whatever they want. I also included a warning. That's actually funny story. I included a warning where it was like, if you play this level multiple players, you're gonna have a bad time. Because I genuinely thought that people were gonna have a bad time. People probably have a bad time because it's a one-player level. I've been tested for multiplayer, and I keep getting these comments like, I finished it in multiplayer. Haha, you can't trick me. It was really funny. People are so proud of, people are just so proud of breaking the rules that aren't even rules, and I love it. Anyway, I invited Bonner to test. Bonner is a super cool guy and a great creator, and I love him. I invited him to test the level, and obviously there were a lot of bugs, and I want to sort of, before I moved on to anything else, I want to make sure the gameplay was actually at least acceptable for now. So what I did was I let Bonner test it and then sort of wrote down everything that was wrong with the gameplay at this point, which was quite a bit, to be honest. On the other hand, if you don't find anything wrong when you're testing the level for the first time properly, then you're probably doing something wrong with the testing process. Because there will be errors and there will be stuff to fix in the first iteration. I wish I could have tested it more, because people do get stuck in the level. They mostly get stuck at the L1 equals R1 for what I can see. But people get stuck, so it would be nice to sort of get some new beginners into the level and see them play it. I did test it with my friends, but those guys aren't really stupid. I mean, when you're 10 it's hard to think, right? So maybe I could have sort of done something about that. I don't know. For example, R1. What is R1? You don't know that when you're 10. By the way, let's look at those trees. Those are some nice trees. But it's hard to know. So, yeah. It's just stuff I could have done if I wanted to make it more accessible. On the other hand, I just wanted to get it out there, and I wanted to be all hipster and only have the people who can think, and I wanted to give respect to players' intellect. And here is the end of that day, by the way, of hour 7, and that concludes the gameplay creating for the time being. And here I actually move on to create the finish area and the intro area at the same time, because it's the very same spot. Yeah, what was I gonna say about accessibility? Because the level is, you need to think in it, and I don't think the thinking is really unfair. You can figure it out if you just put your mind to it. Actually, my favorite review for the level, oh man, I gotta read this, wait, let me find it. Okay, this is for real. So Crazy Kill X26, don't be mean to him, he's a cool guy. He said, let me just it was tricky, but I started focusing and I won. Oh my god. That is so amazing. I have gotten so many freaking hilarious reviews. The best parts of people who don't even realize how funny they are. I could those of you who have listened or have some sort of connection with Pocket Move podcast, you have heard the good, the bad and pathetic. They read bad reviews and good reviews, and all of them are hilarious. I have so many awesome reviews. I could just make an episode where I just read reviews. If you want me to make an episode where I read reviews, comment, share. No, you don't have to do anything. You just have to tell me. Comment. Tell me so. Anyway, I am making the intro and outro area at the same time because it's the same spot. That was one of the basic things I had from the beginning. Was that, okay, you're going to chill at some point and then somehow you fall down into a pit of depression and horribleness, and somehow you get up and then you end up at the same spot and everything is fine. In the end, the story didn't quite turn that direction, which I'm fine with. I like the story now a lot. But yeah, I'm also really happy with this house. it's kind of weird how you can just, I don't know, try new scenery things and it can just work, but I don't know. I always try to do something new scenery-wise, but somehow it's always sort of looking the same. You know, I'm always like, okay, this time I'm gonna have this cool art style with blocks holder, but I don't know, it's always got that taint sort of. Maybe I should just try and step away from that once, see what happens. But I do like, I try to like just let go and whatever do whatever, and it just happens. This is exactly what happens. I did that here, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it right because it doesn't look really bad. It looks pretty cool, yeah. The problem might be that I don't really have any control over the scenery. I sort of just, I stick stuff at walls and hope it goes well, and when I see that it has gone well, I let it stick. But it'd be pretty cool to have some sort of control over the atmosphere of the level. So that's also something I could try. Did I mention that this scene was inspired by Tearaway? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, I don't know. It totally is anyway. And oh yeah, if you haven't played Tearaway and have a Vita, you are committing a very bad thing. You should totally play it, because it's pretty sweet. I played it and loved it, and I proceeded to create papercraft stuff. I still need to create proper papercraft from the actual game. I sort of just bought a bunch of paper and made other papercraft stuff, because that was more fun. But I guess the game did its job in inspiring people. And that's a really nice ambition, by the way, just to inspire people. I approve that very much, because I am also trying to inspire a bit. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to get you guys going and get you guys creating, and it's pretty cool. I actually published the first episode. I'm making the episodes a couple of weeks earlier because I don't want to get stuck and having to do an episode every. I don't want to get I don't want to have some stress because I need to do episodes fast. So I do a lot of episodes at once, and I just publish them when I'm done. So this is the 4th episode. So I published the last episode a week or so ago. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I published the first episode, and it was nice to have some feedback. And a lot of people just got inspired. I see people like, oh my god, I haven't played LBP in half a year, but now I'm playing LBP because SpeedCreate. And I was like, yes. So thanks for that, guys. And just keep in mind, if you get inspired, don't be afraid to sort of whatever, take my ideas. I don't give a shit. Others might judge you because I don't know. I wouldn't mind it anyway. I'm just here to get you guys creating and have fun and share knowledge. And if you have any opinions, like on planning or on the stuff I talked about so far, oh yeah, I talked about more than planning so far. Anyway, if you have any opinions on that, just let me know and we'll discuss it. Because I love talking about this kind of stuff. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I had a friend, Chachito, actually gave me an opinion this evening. He was like, I heard your planning episode and it was okay, but when you plan stuff, the joy of creativity and flow tends to go out and creating becomes a chore. And I was like, yeah, and that is an interesting point, and I can totally see what he means, because I have run into that as well. When you have planned all the gameplay, it's not really fun to create it because you know what's coming. Nothing really surprises you, and it sort of becomes more work than fun in some cases. I think it's sort of worth it because it makes the levels so much better, and in the end creating an awesome level is worth the work in my opinion. But I don't know. It's very nice to sort of have that free flowing, and I have gone so many nights when I'm just not hyped at all, and then I just try something and I'm like, whoa, this totally has potential, and I just go with it. And it's a lot of fun to just do stuff like that, or just create with friends and just follow the flow. But at the same time, planning is so nice for levels to get good in. I don't know. Let me know what you think of planning, and let me know what you think of everything in the world. The episode is ending. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will totally see you next week, my idea, by the badge. And that's about it. Next episode we properly do the intro, and it's gonna be filled with intro talk. Oh yeah. Bye!